Hello, Internet. Sorry I missed yesterday. I went to see a movie and then I just plain forgot. No real excuses. Like I got home and in my mind just was not on the Bible, unfortunately. So you'll get a double today. I will still date it for yesterday for this session, but then I'll cut and do today's session immediately after. So you'll get both on the playlist without it being confusing should you decide to jump in on a day you missed or something. Relatable. Anyway, so that means we're starting now with February 7th, Exodus still, chapter 26, verse 1, going to chapter 27, verse 21. I didn't think of any voices. We'll just wing it. Mm, I know. I will try to do a more specific Japanese man. I spent a little time in Japan, and I knew a very nice person named Kenji. I will attempt to mimic his voice. Make the tabernacle tent from 10 colored sheets of fine linen, 42 feet long and 6 feet wide, deep dyed blue, purple, and scarlet, with figures of guardian angels embroidered on them. Join 5 sheets end to end for each side of the tent, forming 2 long pieces, one for each side. Use loops at the edges to join these 2 long pieces together, side by side. There are to be 50 loops on each side, opposite each other. Then make 50 gold clasps to fasten the loops together, so that the tabernacle, the dwelling place of God, becomes a single unit. Ah, the roof of the tabernacle is made of goat's hair, tarpaulins. There are to be 11 of these tarpaulins, for each 45 feet long across and 6 feet wide. Uh, Connect 5 of these tarpaulins into one wide section and use the other 6 for another wide section. The 6th tarpaulin will hang down to form a curtain across the front of the sacred tent. Use 50 loops along the edges for each of these 2 wide pieces to join them together with 50 bronze clasps. Thus the 2 widths become one. There will be 1.5 foot length of this roof covering, hanging down from the back of the tent, and 1.5 foot length at the front. On top of these blankets is placed a layer of ram skins dyed red, and over them a top layer of goat skins. This completes the roof covering. Ah, Tuttomate. Smoke. Because he couldn't go very long without smoke. Okay. The framework of the sacred tent shall be made from acacia wood, each frame piece being 15 feet high and 2.25 feet wide, standing upright, with grooves on each side to mortise into the next upright piece. 20 of these frames will form the south side of the sacred tent, with 40 silver bases for the frame to fit into. 2 bases under each piece of the frame. On the north side, there will also be 20 of these frames. When the 40 silver bases, 2 bases for each frame, one under each edge. Naruhodo. One on the west side, there will be 6 frames, and 2 frames at each corner. These corner frames will be connected at the bottom and the top with clasps. So, in all, there will be 8 frames on the end of the building with 16 silver bases for the frames, 2 bases under each frame. Make bars of acacia wood to run across the frames. 5 bars on each side of the tabernacle. Also 5 bars for the rear of the building, facing westward. The middle bar, halfway up the frames, runs all the way from end to end of the tabernacle. Overlay the frames with gold and make gold rings to hold the bars. Uh, Also overlay the bars with gold. Set up this tabernacle tent in the manner I showed you on the mountain.
It, I feel like this isn't doing Kenji justice because like he's not getting any like variance of tone. It's just him it's just explaining stuff. To be fair, that was kind of his way of talking. Now that I think about it, he wasn't a very emotional person. He liked to sing and play guitar, but other than that, it was like pretty flat. So I guess it does do him justice. Never mind. I will continue.
Inside the tabernacle, make a curtain from fine linen with blue, purple, and scarlet guardian angels embroidered into the cloth. Hang this curtain on gold hooks set into 4 pillars made from acacia wood, overlaid with gold. Uh, the pillars are to be set in silver bases. Ah. Behind this curtain, place the ark containing the stone tablets engraved with God's laws. The curtain will be separate, the holy place and the most holy place. Now install the mercy place, the golden lid of the ark, in the most holy place. Ah, in the most holy place, place the table and lampstand across the room from each other on the outer side of the veil, and the lampstand on the south and the table on the north. As a screen for the door of the sacred tent, make another curtain from fine linen, skillfully embroidered in blue, purple, and scarlet. Hang this curtain on gold hooks set into posts made from acacia wood, overlaid with gold. The posts are to rest on bronze bases. Using acacia wood, make a square altar 7.5 feet wide and 4.5 feet wide. Make the horns for the 4 corners of the altar, attach them firmly, and overlay everything with bronze. The ash buckets, shovels, basins, carcass hooks, and fire pans are all to be made of bronze. Make a bronze grating with a metal ring at each corner. Excuse me. Uh, and fit the grating halfway down into the firebox, resting it upon the ledge built there. For moving the altar, make poles from acacia wood overlaid with bronze. To carry it, put the poles into the rings at each side of the altar. The altar is to be hollow, made from planks, just as was shown you on the mountain. Then make a courtyard for the tabernacle, enclosed with curtains made from fine twined linen. On the south side of the curtains we stretch for 150 feet and be held up by 20 posts, fitting into 20 bronze post holders. The curtains will be held up with silver hooks attached to silver rods attached to the posts. It will be the same on the north side of the court. 150 feet of curtains held up by 20 posts fitted into bronze sockets with silver hooks and rods. Oh, Muzakashi. I mean, it's difficult. It's complicated what this is. I don't remember the Japanese word for complicated, though, so Muzakashi will do. Um, the west the west side of the court will be 75 feet wide with 10 posts and 10 sockets. The east side will also be 75 feet. On each side of the entrance, there will be 22, 1/2 feet of curtain, held up by 3 posts embedded in 3 sockets. The entrance to the court will be 30-foot wide curtain made of beautifully embroidered blue, purple, and scarlet fine twined linen, and attached to 4 posts embedded in 4 sockets. All the posts around the court are to be connected by silver rods using silver hooks, the posts being embedded in solid bronze bases. So the entire court will be 150 feet long and 75 feet wide, uh, with curtain walls 7.5 feet high, made from fine twined linen. All utensils used in work of tabernacle included all the pins and pegs for hanging the utensils on the walls will be made of bronze. Instruct the people of Israel to bring you pure olive oil to use in the lamps of the tabernacle, to burn there continually. Aaron and his sons shall place this eternal flame in the outer holy room, tending it day and night before the Lord, so that it never goes out. This is a permanent rule for the people of Israel. おやすみなさい。
All right, enough Kenji for now. Oyasumi Nasai means good night for those curious. All right, so Matthew chapter 25, verse 1 through 30. Any phone voices? So normal voice it is. The kingdom of heaven can be illustrated by the story of 10 bridesmaids who took their lamps and went to meet the bridegroom. But only 5 of them were wise enough to fill their lamps with oil, while the other 5 were foolish and forgot. So when the bridegroom was delayed, they lay down to rest until midnight. When they were roused by the shout, "The bridegroom is coming! Come out and welcome him!" all the girls jumped up and trimmed their lamps. Then the 5 who hadn't any oil begged the others to share with them, for their lamps were going out. But the others replied, "We haven't enough. Go instead to the shops and buy some for yourselves." While they were gone, the bridegroom came, and those who were ready went with him to the marriage feast, and the door was locked. Later, when the other 5 returned, they stood outside, calling, "Sir, open the door for us." But he called back, "Go away. It is too late. So stay awake and be prepared, for you do not know the date or moment of my return." Again, the kingdom of heaven can be illustrated by the story of a man going into another country, who called together his servants and loaned them money to invest for him while he was gone. This is the story that gets me sometimes. I'll read it first and then I'll explain. He gave $5,000 to one, he gave $2,000 to another, and he gave $1,000 to the last, dividing it in proportion to their abilities, and then left on his trip. The man who received 5,000 began immediately to buy and sell with it, and soon earned another 5,000. The man with 2,000 went right to work too, and earned another 2,000. But the man who received the 1,000 dug a hole in the ground and hid the money for safekeeping. After a long time, their master returned from his trip and called them to him to account for his money. The man to whom he had entrusted the 5,000 brought him 10. His master praised him for good work. "You have been faithful in handling this small amount," he told him. "So now I will give you many more responsibilities. Begin the joyous tasks I have assigned to you." Next came the man who had received the 2,000 with the report. "Sir, you gave me 2,000 to use, and I have doubled it." "Good work," his master said. "You are a good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over this small amount, so now I will give you much more." Then the man with 1,000 came and said, "Sir, I knew you were a hard man, and I was afraid you would rob me of what I earned. So I hid your money in the earth, and here it is. The master replied, Wicked man, lazy slave. Since you knew I would demand your profit, you should at least have put my money into the bank so it could have earned some interest. Take the money from this man and give it to the man with 10,000. For the man who uses well what he is given shall be given more, and he shall have abundance. But from the man who is unfaithful, he will have what little responsibility he has shall be taken with him, taken from him, and throw the useless servant into our outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Oh, I have always considered myself a person who was given a fair amount of talents. I can do a lot of things reasonably well, but I've never really been able to make them earn dividends for myself. And as far as I'm aware, for God, maybe I've left some seeds in places that I don't know sprouted without me after I left. But given my nature of being very introverted and just general life, I do often wonder if I'm when I see Jesus, he's going to be like, "I gave you all of this and you did nothing with it." You know, I know I'm getting into heaven because I know I've gotten that much. I'm not going to be tossed out just due to weeping and gnashing of teeth, but I do really. That's probably my biggest fear is that I will have make it there and he will be like, "You wasted everything I gave you," and that's like it messes with me sometimes. I admit it. It's rough. I have to keep reminding myself that God's leading me and helping me and directing my stuff. So he's not. It's not just on me to multiply the talents he's given me. It's not like this story in that respect, but it's still, something that eats at me when I. One of the ways Satan pries at the back of my brain, to make me fear, insecure, what have you, and I have to remind myself that's not what God wants for me. But that's why this story gets to me sometimes. It's one of my little weaknesses. All right, moving on. Psalms chapter 31, verse 1 through 8. Uh, anything fun? I thought I'd do Bugs Bunny. I'll save Bugs for next time. Next big section. I don't feel like Psalms is a very Bugs Bunny. Maybe the New Testament, because if we're just doing long lists, I don't think, but we'll do Bugs. Lord, I trust in you alone. Don't let my enemies defeat me. Rescue me, because you are the God who always does what is right. Answer quickly while I cry to you. Bend low and hear my whispered plea. Be for me a great rock of safety from my foes. Yes, you are my rock and my fortress. Honor your name by leading me out of this peril. Pull from me the trap my enemies have set for me. For you alone are strong enough. Into your hand I commit my spirit. You have rescued me. O God who keeps his promises, I worship only you. How you hate all those who worship idols, those imitation gods, the maroons. I am radiant with joy because of your mercy, for you have listened to my troubles and have seen the crisis of my soul. You have not handed me over to my enemy, but have given me open ground in which to maneuver. The end. All right. That was kind of fun. All right. Now, Proverbs for today is chapter 8, verse 1 through 10. Can't you hear the voice of wisdom? She is standing at the city gates, at every fork in the road, and at the door of every house. Listen to what she says. Listen, men, she calls. How foolish and naive you are. Let me give you understanding. O foolish ones, let me show you common sense. Listen to me, for I have important information for you. Everything I say is right and true, for I hate lies and every kind of deception. My advice is wholesome and good. There is nothing of evil in it. My words are plain and clear to anyone with half a mind. If it is only open, my instruction is far more valuable than silver or gold. All right, that was February 7th. Thank you for listening, and as always, God bless.